Hello everyone, this is the boy in the lawn chair. Today we will be tackling Ace Attorney in the video game world. Now I haven't watched anybody play this, so this is completely blind. I know my sister watches the anime. That's why I have this, because she bought it. I'm just stealing the game so I can make a recording off this. So yeah. Hopefully it's good, and hopefully this video gets out to you. Let's start. Yeah, I got my nice snazzy suit to wear while ace attorneying, turning in the aces. Yeah, let's go. All right. All right. Play this game. Episode 1, the first turnabout. Seems interesting. Xbox notifications. Gasp. Gasp. A statue. Dang it, why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I'm not going to be doing voices for this, by the way. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. Whoa, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this, so Phoenix is just starting on a murder trial. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean like you mean like you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything is over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair. Oh! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. He sounds like he wants to die. Well, yeah. Yeah. Sigh. Nick! Hey, there's Larry! Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. I can't live in a world without her. I cannot. Who took her away from me? Nick, who did this? Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspaper says it was you. Well, that makes sense. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. Simple. Well, yeah, a young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butt. You mean that's... Okay. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. And I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I am going to do. Isn't this... I don't know a lot about court because I'm like 14, man. And I'm not sure you're supposed to know the defendant to go to court. I'm not sure. I'm getting on 14, but yeah. Or is that jury? Can you not know them if they're in the jury? I don't know. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 2. Dogging. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Gulp, hands shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and consciously. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Oh, I get it. They named him Larry Butts, so you wouldn't, forget. The defendant, well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me what's the victim's name. Whew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many. Whoa! I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. Wait. Uh-oh. No way! I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here.
Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name.
Oh, the victim.
Oh, of course. I know the victim's name.
Just forgot temporarily.
I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the right bumper to check it anytime. Remember to check often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. With anybody with the enormous chonkers, I'll do anything for it. That's a lie. That is a lie. Sydney Stone.
Correct. Now tell me what the cut. She was hit with a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we should not proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed. That's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that blunt object was?
The murder weapon was this statue, the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to the court record.
Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during this trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in this court. Use the right bumper to check the court record frequently.
Ace Attorney just got a controller under here. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now?
Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
What's up, Larry Butts?
Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim you had recently dumped you?
Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet. Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Well, I don't even know who that is, to be honest.
Didn't they all die?
I wasn't dumb. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me ever. This eye is twitching. It's not a good sign.
What to do ya, anyway? Mr. Butts, what you described is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder.
What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it! Lies! I don't believe a word of it!
Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport added to the court record.
Indeed, she appears to have returned to the day before the murder.
Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income.
I swear, I'm changing the voices of these guys, and I said I wasn't gonna be voicing these guys.
It appears that she had several sugar
I was not expecting to read that. I was just reading.
daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle.
Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman she was, Mr. Stone. What this Mr. Stone was.
Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question.
Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? Yeah, no, stop him from answering.
My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Vince.
Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant?
That cheating?
She-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna drop dead and die. I'm gonna get the bottom of this.
Let's continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question.
Attorney's badge. No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. Time of death, 7:31, 4 a.m. to p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. A statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy. Yeah, he couldn't lift that. The victim apparently arrived from Paris on 7:30 the day of the murder. The day before the murder. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not?
Gulp.
Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Yeah, just stop him from answering. Lie like a dog. Well, you see, it's like this. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Well, then, we'll just have to remind you. I got a bad feeling about this. We have a witness that can prove he did go to the victim's apartment that day.
Well, that simplifies the matter. Who is your witness?
The man who found the body. The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order in the court.
Mr. Payet,
The prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor.
this is bad.
On the day of the murder,
My witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Schwat into the stand. He gives me off like that guy selling Majura's mask. He gives me off those vibes. You know, the guy selling the mask, the one you gotta retrieve the mask. I haven't finished Majura's mask yet, but he reminds me of him. Mr. Shawit, you sell newspaper subscription. Is this correct? Oh, yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Schwat, you may proceed with your testimony.
please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
Witness account. I was going door to door to selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he may be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there.
Larry, why didn't you tell the truth?
I can't defend you against the testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during blackouts? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Shawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have the record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record added to the courtroom. Electricity to Mr. Stone's building was found. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Right. This is it. This is the real deal.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave.
Lies? What? He was lying?
Your client is innocent, right?
Then the witness must have lied in his testimony.
Or is your client really guilty?
How do I prove he's not?
You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the testimony's witness. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, press it and rub it in the witness's face.
Okay.
Okay. Regular stranger looked inside the apartment. I saw her lying there, not moving, dead. Got to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. Went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Okay. Yeah.
Get out.
Oh. I don't know. Maybe the time of death? Because he said it was 1 p.m. I don't know. Objection! You found the body at 1 p.m.? Are you sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
Objection! This is trivial!
The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Shawit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, White. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
What are these voices?
Time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time.
Heard the time. Okay. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television.
Oh,
But it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
What?
Why would you think that? I see. You heard a voice saying the time on the tape program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do. I've got this one.
Okay. So he heard the voice. Oh wait, didn't the television, the blackout. Objection! Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite.
Wait! I remember now. Mr. Sawit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony one more, please. Once more, please. Yeah, my dad just came in here, took a picture of me because I'm dressed like this, and left. Made fun of me for a little while, and then left. It was funny, but yeah.
Actually, I didn't hear the time.
I saw it! That would have made more sense from the very beginning. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. So if the murder weapon was a clock, alright. Okay, so I guess present the statue. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? I'm an attorney. Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? It's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time. Out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see.
So the murder weapon was a table clock, after all. Well, Mr. White, it's, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now?
I mean, I don't personally, but
The only way he could have known this weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he... You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I was in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you're the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. White. I said intriguing. Intriguing. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. Objection! What's the meaning of this? This is all just baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Nah. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock. No, I heard. No, I mean, I saw. Gah! Shut up. I hate you. It was him, I tell ya. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn, give him death. No. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence to support his defense's claim. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound of the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. White heard was definitely this clock. The fact, which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I asked the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:20. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. Why do you need to say this? So, we've just heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. White? Mr. Payen, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Back! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. White heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. White, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh, what is he talking about now? Well, I may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? You can't prove that. You don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Dang it, I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indicate the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sherwood. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal. You lawyers are all slime. Grr, I almost had it. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Wait, is that... Not so fast, Mr. Sherwood. Chief. Listen up, Mr. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow of the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have the proof. Right? Why? Can you think of reason as... Well, I just don't have any reasons, but I'm guessing there's something. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. White, you said the clock was already running slow on the 3-day murder. Have you found the evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in this court record that I can prove my claim beyond a doubt. I'm not sure what it is. Tough word. Let's see if you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock... Okay. So it could either be the passport or the attorney's badge. You know why? I don't know. I don't think the attorney's badge, because they're the only ones I haven't presented, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think a badge would get me far. Sure, a passport. Take that! The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Swat? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? That was the least creative. Okay. Foaming out of the mouth. Jesus. Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but the court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. And with that, this court is adjourned. Hurrah! Finally. Jesus. It turns out that Frank Schwat was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sowit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sowit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find and hit her over the head. Oh no, I've been bonked. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Phew, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. You know, Chief has some pretty good honkers, if you know what I mean. I'll shut up. This is very unprofessional of me as an attorney with slick back hair. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief look this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong? Aw, Nick. Is my name Nick or Phoenix Wright? Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Candy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Hey, Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts innocent. Oh. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that shit. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't they just make you want to cry? Sob. Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you. In her own way. Nah. You don't gotta sympathize with me. Oh, it's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? It's Attorney bad. This thing? Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry, and she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really? I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna edit this if it's this long, right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can really do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right. Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. I believe in big titties. God, I gotta stop saying that. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. Big bonkers. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part, at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometimes. Maybe over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave mine." I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be the center of another incident, and my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. Alright, well that was the end of chapter 1. That was the end of chapter 1. I will 100% come back to this because I enjoyed this a lot. Okay, guys, I really enjoyed this. So, if you want to see more, I will play more because I liked this. I'll dress up each and every time, and I'll play this. Just smash that like button. I get more than like 2 or 3, maybe, so just 2 or 3 likes maybe, and I'll play it again. I'm not sure if I'm going to edit this. I probably am, but it will be small edits. So anyway, see you guys next time. I will be playing this again. Bye.